Culture shocks down under. I would imagine that I would probably have culture shocks just from visiting you guys for a couple of weeks. Have no idea what it's like for people that move there full time. I have a feeling of some of them, but I definitely don't know all the culture shocks yet. So today we're going to figure it out. We got a good little collection of people explaining the shocks that they've had while living in Australia. All right, enough repeating myself. Smash like button. Let's dive in.
These cars here are parked in the direction that the roads and the traffic is traveling in. And if you look on the other side, all of those cars are parked facing the other way because the other side of the road is traveling in that direction.
Yeah, because in the UK, you can just literally park your car wherever you want.
Wherever you want.
Wherever you like.
In Australia, it has to be in an orderly fashion.
Okay, so these are some British that are having a little bit of culture shock. I feel like we kind of do it the same way here. Maybe not in like suburbs, which it looks like they're walking through. Like in my neighborhood, you could definitely find someone parked one way on the road and the other way on the same side of the road. So it's probably not as strict here as it is in Australia, unless you're down in the city or something. And in that case, you're definitely going to park in the same direction that you're driving. Interesting though. Somebody says, I'm pretty sure it's illegal if we don't. I wonder if that is a law. If you guys know if that's a law or not, let me know in the comments. I'm sure in New Zealand, you aren't covered by insurance if you're facing the wrong way in the park. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, is that really going to make a difference if like someone smashes into your car? If you're facing the different, like you're still in the space. I don't know. What do you mean they don't do this in the rest of the world? She said it, not me. I don't know. As a Canadian, I was so confused. We do this too. Someone else says, isn't this normal? In South Africa, it's normal. All right, so maybe it's just the UK that it's not normal. You can just park wherever you want.
The most messed up part about living in Australia is that people genuinely say to me, oh, well, you're Canadian, so you shouldn't be able to feel the cold. When I can confidently tell you that the coldest that I have ever been is living in a Melbourne share house in the middle of July and lying in my own bed, trying to fall asleep, being able to see my own breath while only being able to warm myself with a tiny space heater and an electric blanket. Like, I don't know why.
Oh, because you guys probably don't have central heating, right? So if it does get really cold, I don't know. I could be wrong on that. I know a lot of places that are really cold or really hot don't have central heating because it's kind of pointless. But I don't know what it's like in Australia. Maybe she's going to get to the point. That would make sense, though, that if it did actually get cold, she said she had a space heater, which I've used those. Fun story. I actually grew up in the mountains. Was not a city boy. I grew up in the middle of nowhere, 3,500 feet high in the air at the base of a Southern California mountain. And we had no central heating as well. All we had was a fireplace and a wall heater. So you'd wake up in the morning, it'd be like 28 degrees. And we had heated blankets in our beds and like heated covers. And you would get out and you'd like freeze to death and run to the wall heater and stand next to it or the fire if it was already lit. Interesting. Let's see where she's going with this, though. I'm talking too much.
Everyone in Australia was like, let's not insulate our houses. Let's all just put on a Kathmandu jacket and call it a day.
All right, I have to know. Somebody tell me in the comments if you guys have central heating or not. No, you definitely have air conditioning. That's for sure. I don't know why I'm seeing such an old video, but how are your teeth so beautiful? Okay. Australia couldn't decide to build houses warm for winter or cool for summer, so they chose to do neither. Our homes are insulated. Where did this myth come from? It's weird that people keep saying that. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you have to insulate the house. I'm more curious about the heating. I see the wall thermostat right there, it looks like. New Zealand is the same. Okay. My house is freezing in winter and hot as hell in summer. I live in Sydney. Okay. How cold does it get in the wintertime in Australia? All right, I'm not going to pull it up and let's keep going.
Australia's culture has been laid bare on TikTok after a visitor questioned why so many of us seem to really dislike wearing shoes. 9 Gold Coast reporter Isabel Quinlan joins us now.
Who likes wearing shoes, right? If it's warm enough, I will wear shoes. And of course, when it's 20 degrees outside, I'm wearing Uggs when I'm in my house. Put the shoes on when I go out. But if I can be barefoot, I'm going to be barefoot.
See why we're going to the Gold Coast for this story. This is being described as a horrific habit.
A horrific habit?
That's right, Jane. Good morning to you. Tourists certainly are not really jumping on the Aussie bandwagon of freeing the feet. They've been labelling as disgusting, and aren't you concerned about disease on social media? But it's quite...
Oh my gosh. Disease? Like a foot disease? You're going to hand off gonorrhea through your feet? What the fuck?
Quite a common sight here, especially on the Gold Coast, as you mentioned.
That's like saying it's weird that we don't wear gloves everywhere. Oh, they're not wearing shoes. They're going to spread disease. Like, what about your hands? Your hands touch literally everything.
Love bearing our feet. We love getting on the ground, feeling the earth with our toes.
Hell yeah.
And so I took to the streets this morning to ask what, I guess, Gold Coasters think. Take a listen to what they have to say.
Depend where you work to. If to the beach, yes, you're welcome.
I prefer wearing things because, you know, sometimes if there's glass broken or any metal or rocks, something might hurt your feet. But depends on people.
You don't want to be walking around and getting cut feet, do you?
Do you walk around barefoot normally?
Yes. Yeah.
What do you love about it?
Just freedom. No shoes. No worries.
So it's not no shoes, no shirt, no service. It's no shoes, no worries. We throw the no shirt in there as well.
What sort of question is that?
Yeah, I don't like bare feet. I think you should have shoes on.
I don't like shoes.
This is
So do you walk around, I
Every
guess,
day.
few mixed reviews there, guys. But if you ask
This
me,
is so
I'm all
great.
about freeing the feet. So my camo and I have jumped on the bandwagon. The toes are out.
She's freeing the feet.
Love it.
Fancy footwork there.
Oh, look at you
The cameraman.
Hey, show me those really beautiful feet again. Not you, Izza, not you.
Her feet are lovely. What about the camera? Let's have a look, camera operator.
Oh my!
Oh, look
Check out the paddles on it.
All right, that's great. Filling the earth on concrete. That's actually a pretty funny comment too. Not wearing shoes as normal humans. You got to add some punctuation here, man. Not wearing shoes is normal. Humans used to walk everywhere barefoot. I don't even walk barefoot in my house. What? Ooh, that's the one place that I don't want shoes on is inside my house. Then you're just walking on all the dirt you stepped on outside.
When I first moved to Australia, I actually wrote a list of all the culture shocks I had in my notes app, so I thought I would share. First of all, no one says my mom. People will be like, oh, mom said this, dad said this, and it's like, no, it's not mom, it's your mom. You should say my mom. Oh, my lip liner looks crazy.
Or me mom?
And then...
Or is that British? That's more like British, right? That's the me mum.
I like the small talk. I love it. I now work in hospitality, so I do the same. But asking strangers so many questions, that really caught me off guard in the beginning. But I love it. The nicknames.
Okay.
Everyone has a nickname, and it's always weird. It's also funny because
It's nicknames for everything. Just people, but also all the words you guys come up with. It's the coolest fucking thing ever. I'm so we got to get on it over here. But we can't do it the same way that you guys do. We have to find a new way to invent new words, and not the way that the young kids do it with all this crap that
I'll just introduce myself as Jasmine, and people will automatically call me Jazz, and I'm like, oh, okay. That's just how it is. My name is just Jazz. The toilet is separate from the bathroom. I won't talk about that too much, but that was weird. People living at home for ages.
That is a little weird.
In Denmark, I swear you move out at least before you're 22, I reckon. In Australia, everyone lives at home for so long. I moved out when I was freshly 18.
I don't think that has anything to do with the culture. I think that's more of an economy issue. Am I right? I've been looking up real estate over in Australia, and I'm a little surprised. Just as surprised as I am looking here. Don't worry. It's not like you guys are way more expensive. But I think that's an economy issue. I think most people nowadays, especially the younger generation, they kind of have to stay with their parents a little bit longer because everything's so damn expensive and inflated and the economy's shit. I don't know. I think it's going to turn around though, you guys. I have a feeling. I think things are going to get better.
Possums. I think they're the cutest animal on earth. I love them. I was just shocked the first time I saw one. And then weekend surcharges. What is that about? Just let me go enjoy a meal on the weekend without a surcharge. Please.
What's a weekend surcharge? Hold on. I haven't heard that one yet.
Weekend surcharges. What is that about? Just let me go enjoy a meal on the weekend without a surcharge.
So if you eat in a restaurant on the weekend, they charge you an extra fee? Parking, maybe? I know that for us, if I were to go down into my local major metro, which is Nashville, parking on the weekends is going to be a little bit more than if you go down and park on the weekday. But a surcharge in a restaurant, I haven't heard of that. I don't know if that's real or not, but all right. I find the Danish accent, speaking English, So hard to pick. I was literally in Denmark and every Danish person I met I thought was American. You sound Aussie to me. No, she sounds American, 100%. Maybe Canadian. I would have not have guessed Denmark though if she didn't say it. She might have grew up in America. I don't know. I have no idea. The living at home for ages is more of a recent thing, I think, or at least more common these days to assist with saving for a home loan. Okay, I was right. Hearing the Aussie accent drop in and out is a sign you've been here for a while now. Okay. I didn't catch it that much. I might have missed it. There could have been a couple of things, but that was a good video. All right.
I'm a Londoner, so I can't help but compare every single city I ever go to in my life to London. Perth baffles me. I'm literally in like part of the city centre in like one of the most iconic spots, and I'm looking around and I know it's a weekday and there's nobody here. Like there's no one here. Even if this was London on a weekday, it just would be packed. Look. I think I'm just
Beautiful
so confused
city.
because like growing up in London, I just thought that's how cities always were, and Perth is just not. It's different. It's a good vibe.
London is like one of the most densely populated cities that's on an island. Perth is a smaller, not the smallest city, but a smaller city on like the second largest continent, and maybe not the second largest, third largest. Let's say the third largest country. I think you guys are up there on like landmass. I think it's Russia, the U.S., maybe China, and Australia.
It's just so quiet. It's weird. I guess it's probably less touristy, which is why. I don't know, but if you're from Perth,
Definitely in Perth, I would imagine. Less tourists in Perth. Culture Shocks is a Londoner. Okay. It's because we're all stuck in traffic on the freeway. Wait a second. Do you guys say freeway? No. It's because we're all stuck in traffic on the freeway. This person's got to be an Aussie. I don't know. That's crazy if you guys say freeway. That's like a California thing. I've never heard any other country say freeway before. Everyone just says highway or interstate. All right, go stand on St. George's Terrace during lunch. Me living in Western Australia, avoiding Perth City because it's too busy for me. I think I would die in London. Yeah. Try going to New York. Jeez. I haven't been to Perth City in years. Not much there to do. The city looks absolutely...
in like parts, and I'm looking around,
Look at that.
and I'm at the city centre, and like one of the most...
The city looks absolutely... There's nothing to do here at all? I don't know. I think people would just say stuff.
They've done it again. The media has lied. I've been in Australia for 3 weeks. Shrimp on the Barbie? Haven't seen it. You know what I have seen? Milk. A lot of milk.
Milk.
Chalk milk, honeycomb chalk milk, banana milk, spearmint milk, berry milk, latte milk, mocha milk, coffee milk, chocolate blast milk.
What's coffee milk?
There's so much milk here. There's a real milk culture and nobody's talking about it. I'm seeing a lot of grown adults with milk cartons. Where's the discourse? Why is nobody saying anything?
People with milk cartons walking around the street? All right. No, but for real, I just want milk that tastes like real milk. All right. Small town bakery, meat pie, and chalky milk. The road trip pit stop essential. Oh man, you guys drink milk with your meat pies? That's probably actually pretty fire. I have this craving when I eat steak that I want a glass of milk. I don't know what it is. I've had it since I was a kid. I don't really do it too much anymore because I try not to drink milk. It hurts my tummy. All right. So you're saying you want milk that tastes like real milk. What about the low fat, no fat, and extra dollop? We literally drink whole milk. I could be completely wrong with if you guys drink this too, but we drink whole milk that comes straight from the cow. That's it. We get it from the actual farm that they raise the cattle on.
Things that Australians are obsessed with that need to be studied. Number one is Bunnings. I don't know what it is about a hardware store that gets Aussies so excited, but mention the word Bunnings and something in the air just changes. Oh yeah, mate, I spent my whole weekend there. And what the fuck is a sausage sizzle? Number two is Pink. Not the colour, the singer with the dodgy haircut. I swear to God, she has flipped around
Pink?
every arena here singing her 20-year-old hits. And everyone's just lapping it up. Australians treat Pink the same way that Brits treat Kylie Minogue. Except Pink is American. It's so random.
Pink is really big in Australia? Really? I haven't heard Pink in so long. Like any single song from her. What was that popular one she had? I don't know. I'm not going to sing on camera.
Number three is The Sea. Nothing, and I mean nothing, will stop an Aussie from taking a swim. Saltwater crocodiles, sharks, box jellyfish, The amount of times I've seen a beach closed sign here go completely ignored is just so funny. Aussies are a fearless breed, and I respect it. Moving on from the C, number 4 is the C word. Compliment, insult, description of an object. The C word is the most regular go-to in an Aussie's vocabulary, and honestly, I find it quite charming. Number 5 is Guy Sebastian. I had no idea who this guy was before I came to Australia. And you cannot escape the fella here. He is constantly playing on the radio. He's playing every venue you've ever walked past.
Do we cover Guy Sebastian? I don't know. I don't do music too often. I think Willie did The Seekers and what was the other one? True Blue? Is that what it was? I think that's the only music I've done. Guy Sebastian. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up.
And he's brought up in conversations way too often here. I've got to say though, I do like that song about singing in the choir. Singing in the choir. Oh, love you all. Love your work.
All right, that was cool. Aussies are obsessed with all these things, and I have no idea why, but I love it. Pink is an American. She's one of us, mate. That's what it is? Okay, that makes way more sense. Really? I don't think I've heard her talk before. I don't think I've ever picked up on an Australian accent. It's the snags. Bunnings have the snags. All right, I'm going to give a guess here at what a snag is. Is this the place that has the hot dog on the bread? Is that a snag? I don't know. I could be completely off. I'm just guessing. I don't know. Let's keep going. Nobody I know talks about or even likes Guy Sebastian. Okay. Guy Sebastian is still doing things? Well, I do live under a rock. Okay. Is this like Guy Sebastian was like really popular back in the day? Maybe for the boomer Aussies and maybe not so much anymore.
Today I took a sick day from work, and I always say that the biggest culture shock living in Australia is the work-life balance. I was reflecting and I was thinking like this is one of those moments where the work-life balance is really true because, you know, when I said I needed sick leave today, it was just completely a non-issue, which is pretty much the opposite of my experience working in the US. My experience in Australia is that it's never an issue. I've actually apologized before for requesting annual leave, and I've been laughed at by an employer here in Australia. So more times than not, if I need time off here, it's a non-issue. It's not a burden.
That's cool.
And even if it is a burden, like I'm not made to feel like I'm a burden. I'm not made to feel like I'm inconveniencing anyone. It's just like human. Whereas in the US, in my specific workplaces at least, it was always like met with kind of a like, oh well, we're gonna have to see what we can do, or you know. So yeah, I'm sure there's great employers in the US, but it's just one of those things that I'm like, wow, I'm really grateful to be here because I can be sick and like take time off and it's okay. Like it's just something that happens. It's just being a human.
It's been a long time since I've worked for somebody, so I'm not too sure what it's like now, but I never really had too many issues taking off sick days, except for when I was bartending. That was a little bit harder. The owner would always, or the manager would always like, okay, well, if you're sick, can you find somebody to cover your shift? And I'd be like, no, like, I'm telling you I'm sick. I'm not coming in. It's not my job to find someone to cover me. Then, of course, they would do that if you wanted time off to go do something. They'd always try and make you find someone else to take over, you know, your shift. But I don't know. I know you guys get like way more vacation days from us as well. So I work when I'm sick because I work alone in my house. So it's not really an issue. I was sick like a week and a half ago. Maybe you picked up on it. You might have. I was pretty low energy. All right. Sick days in Aussie are for when you are sick of working. Depends on the industry, I think. Hospitality and retail can be very toxic with that stuff. Okay, so kind of the same. Also, if you on annual leave and get sick, you can claim your annual leave back. Just ensure you get a doctor's approval. That's crazy.
Things in Australia that would drive an American into a literal coma. First up, we have Uber.
Coma.
How do we get Uber on this? If you're North American and you ride an Uber, the first thing you do is you go in the back seat of that Uber. And the reason we do it is because we like to give that front seat to be like their point of safety and security. Australia, when you take an Uber, everyone sits in the front. Who the fuck are you? Because they see it as like rude to sit in the back, leaving the person in the front on their own. Next up, the animals. Spiders. I'm not talking about the ones that kill you. Pretty much everything kills you. I'm talking about the sheer size of animals there. The bat, for example. This is what a North American bat would look like. Oh, cute, small. Australia's? And that's so much. They call them flying foxes. Why, you ask? They're the literal size of a fox.
See, what the hell is that thing up there?
This last one kills me the most. It's dogs. In North America, specifically the US, I've been seeing you can have dogs anywhere. I've seen dogs in movie theaters, shopping mall. In Australia, they're still a bit behind on it. Renting a place? Girl, this is a search with a normal 2-bedroom, and then this is that same search when you add pets into the mix.
I would say that's kind of the same. I don't know. I think a lot of Americans overuse the dog. Like, we have this like service dog thing. Like, if you have a dog and it's a service dog, you can take it anywhere. And then someone will be like walking, like holding a chihuahua, and it's got like one of the vests on. They're like, it's my service dog. And I'm like, for what? What? Like, I don't know. Whatever. All right. I've never seen anyone sit in the front of an Uber. Okay. Yeah. I don't sit in the front of Ubers unless there's like 4 people going in the Uber. Then I might take the front, but not too social with my Uber drivers. Nope. Aussie Uber driver here. Most people sitting back. It weirds me out. The front is more comfortable. It weirds the driver out when he's saying the front's more comfortable. I don't know. I think when I'm traveling, especially I'm trying to get somewhere and I'm usually like busy, like calling people or contacting someone, or probably doom scrolling, to be honest. I'm like just on my phone. It's been over a year since I've taken an Uber though. Always use taxi and always sit in the front seat. All right.
American things I didn't realize were so American until moving to Australia. I have noticed this for a while. I don't know if it's also like a British thing or other countries do this as well. But at least in the US, when I was like trained how to drive a car, I was told to really only use the parking brake like on a hill. Whereas I noticed in Australia, it seems that like in every single regardless of where you park your car or how you park it, like people always use the emergency brake. Is this normal or no?
Really? That's interesting. Yeah, I don't think I ever use my emergency brake unless I'm, on a hill, like a really steep hill. Then I'll put it on. But no, I don't even know where mine's at in my car. I think it's a foot pedal. All right, American things I didn't realize were so American until moving to Australia. This explains why so many American dash cam videos include rolling cars. I don't think I've ever seen that. I could be completely wrong, though. I have literally never left my car without the handbrake on. As far as I'm concerned, it's not parked unless it's on. Yeah, this is definitely a cultural difference that we're having here because nobody uses the emergency brake. How do you make a manual car secure without putting the handbrake on? Well, yeah, that's different. If it's a manual car, yeah, you gotta have the handbrake on. It's called the handbrake here, and we use it just to be safe. It's a requirement legally in Australia. If you don't, you'll fail your driving test. Oh, okay. So every time you park, it's an emergency? All right, we're all finished. That was really interesting. I had a couple of shocks myself in there. I'm sure you guys probably saw them. The handbrake one definitely is a cultural shock. And if it's the law and I'm driving, I'm most certainly going to forget. So please, if any police officers are watching, don't give me a ticket. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. I'm getting out of here. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.